Hi, I'm Marco Cardozo and I'm Senior Front-End Developer at The Secret Lab. What is exactly AngularJS? Well, AngularJS is a JavaScript framework created by Google to build maintainable and efficient single app applications for the web. One of the best things that actually has now Angular, what we can take it more advantage out of it, is that the code that we actually build is friendly. It's expressive, and any developer that can watch our structure can understand perfectly what's the sense and what's the meaning of it.
Hello, I am Alessandro Rabitti, a web developer from The Secret Lab. Let's check how AngularJS works. Normally, when a user visits a web page, there is a URL request to the web server, and the web server replies with a web page and its assets. So when the user continues the navigation, when he clicks again on another link, there will be another URL request, and the web server again will reply with a web page and its assets. With AngularJS, the scenario is a bit different, because the first time the user clicks on a link and makes a URL request, the web server will reply with the web page and its assets. But from the second time, with other URL requests, the web server will reply just with JSON data that will fit directly into the existing page. So it's necessary to build up an API to be connected with AngularJS. And in this way, the web page doesn't need to be reloaded again, and the user experience will be faster and more efficient.
Why do we need AngularJS? Actually, one of the things that I already mentioned is because it has a good expressive HTML structure. It's also, we can create reusable code. It means that we can make through modules and through MVC patterns, we can reuse the code through different parts of our application. It also resides on the client side, which makes the application faster and lighter.
AngularJS has 4 key technical features. The directives are markers that bind the behaviors to the HTML elements. They could be built-in, but you can create your own custom, and those let the user to create his own HTML expressive elements. There are the controllers that deals with the logic and the behavior of the HTML, and it lets the user manipulate the DOM immediately. Then there are the services that are objects that add extra functionalities to the controllers, and they could be built-in and custom. For example, one built-in service could be the HTTP that deals with the HTTP connection. The custom can be, for example, an authentication service or a mail service. The modules specify the parts of our application. They are configured with the controllers, the directive and the service, and they can be spread throughout all the scope of our application.
What are the cons of using AngularJS? Of course, we can tell a lot of pros. So far, we mentioned everything what's good about Angular, but there's also some cons against Angular. People say a lot of things, but actually we found out that 2 of those biggest cons are the way of making it compatible with older browsers. When programming to IE, for example, it becomes, as you may understand, sometimes a nightmare, and we have to really take care of it. One of other things that we think that it's a con, it's about SEO. We don't think Angular it's usable for large web applications or websites. Actually, we have to take in account that SEO can be quite difficult to implement on a single page application with Angular. Although there are already some frameworks that can spice it up, like for example prerender.io is a framework that can help us out with the SEO. We still recommend that if you want to do a SEO-based web application, you shouldn't use at the moment AngularJS, probably in the future.
AngularJS is a JavaScript framework that can work standalone, but it can be combined with other libraries. For example, Node.js. that's a JavaScript platform used for scalable and fast application. Or Express.js, that's a framework based on Node.js. Or MongoDB, that's an open source NoSQL database. We are going to talk about these libraries more in specific in our next tutorials.
Thank you for following us.
And see you on the next tutorial. Bye.
Bye.